Gary!
Seinfuck.
Oh, do it again.
All right.
That's not funny.
It's not, but it's like, I can actually make myself sound like I'm dying.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Oh.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that from you, Robert. It just fills me with blanket encouragement and general good vibes. Malcolm, are you feeling the good vibes?
I'm loving the good vibes. I'm having a great time.
Notice you were looking at your phone. I noticed that you were looking at your phone during this EOS. What are you doing?
See, I haven't touched my phone this entire time.
I was looking at a photo of the CEO just because he is a good guy. And
a great guy.
And sometimes when I'm in need of some guidance, I'll look at the CEO and go like, please bestow your wisdom onto me, a humble worker.
Yes, I'm sure Sasha will be delighted to hear that. Absolutely delighted.
Sasha with his arms crossed, like.
It's not Sasha, it's a photo of myself.
It's a photo of yourself.
I'm sorry, I failed you.
No, it's a photo of, fine, I'll admit it. It's a photo of Robert on Sasha's body. It's a photo of Robert.
Oh, what the fuck's going on?
And then Sasha's, it's a group photo, and it's Sasha's head is on Robert's body.
That's pretty incredible. Who did that Photoshop? Was that you?
I just found it on some guy on Fiverr.
So you paid somebody.
Yeah, I want to support small business.
I thought this was a workplace survey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was funny how they were harassing you on Fiverr. Right. So I just wanted to
listen. The guy asked no questions.
Did you interrupt me while I was giving the employee opinion survey?
Who are you talking to?
That's what I thought. So we're going to wrap with our final thoughts here. Let's start with you, Malcolm. What are your thoughts going into the new year for Seinfuck?
Well, we're a month in, almost 2 months in. I think Seinfuck is chug-alonging, ding-dong, ling-a-ding-dong-ing, as any good train does. It's going up that hill, one rung at a time.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Did
Very
they call
cool.
them rungs? I don't think trains don't go through rungs. They go through tracks. I'm sorry.
All right, Robert. I know we said that we would circle back to a lot of what you were talking about earlier, but
we're out of time.
Why don't you give your final thoughts?
I don't appreciate some of the attitudes on display.
Well, I totally understand.
But I am optimistic going into the new year, just so long as we, maybe break out of the mandatory skirt lengths. I'm feeling really breezy down there.
There's skirts?
That was really good. I can't believe that. That was a great one. That was
After
great.
surviving.
Yeah.
Hey, Malcolm, welcome back from audio hell. How you doing?
Well, for those who don't know, we've probably cut it out tastefully. During this bit, I kept disconnecting for no fucking reason, and then reconnecting, and then disconnecting, and then reconnecting.
And saying like one or two things before each time, like,
and we were rolling on that 100% halal improv before it happened.
It was good. It was good.
It was
improv.
really
good. We've really improved since the Milkman Cometh days.
Since the Milkman Cometh, I think we're 1,000 degrees.
Let's be honest with
This
ourselves.
was
well, for you two, it's been a market improvement. And when I say you two, I mean Robert specifically. Harper, you were killing it the whole time.
Thank you, Malcolm. So are you, dude. So are you.
I was surprised that the Cum Goblin didn't make a feature. It's
a little early in the year.
Yeah, the Cum Goblin
for the Cum Goblin.
Yeah, the Cum Goblin. For those who know, the Cum Goblin shows up around Christmas time. The holidays.
Christmas, for those who don't know, Christian holiday dates back to the times of Bethlehem.
Holidays, for people who don't know, it's what people have sometimes when they don't work.
Yeah, for those who may not understand, people, very arcane, but let me explain. What you would consider a person is defined purely by characteristics assigned to different physical attributes or perhaps personality quirks.
No, personality. What's that? No, that's even. For
those who don't know, a personality is for sure vague.
just vague. Someone is supposed to be somebody every other day.
Yeah, we
but
killed
they're
this
getting
one. We
weird
fucking murdered it.
moods. No, what's the
It's so
difference between a
fucking funny. It's
mood and a
incredible.
personality?
Malcolm, any thoughts on how funny this is?
It's
Yeah.
guys, it's like you're drowning in a puddle. Like
That's
Inch
awesome.
high, I am sure.
exactly.
Hey, I've heard something that I wanted your opinion on, Malcolm. Since you're ethnically Italian, is that correct?
Yes, I am. I am part Italian. Which shocks a lot of people, and then
It's because you're blonde. That's why it shocks people.
yeah, I'm blonde.
He's not blonde.
He's dirty blonde.
I was definitely blonder as a child. I had very blonde hair.
I was blonde as a child. My hair is pretty dark now.
Well, I think we were all toe-headed as kids. Is that correct? They say that Italy is like Bangkok for women. Would you elaborate on that?
No, that's obviously Nigeria.
Oh my God, Rob!
Whoa.
You can't say
Wait.
that.
Sex tourism in Africa is a real thing.
Yeah, you know so much
Niger
about it.
makes a bad man humble. Or bad woman in this case, no? Is that song about...
Murray Head.
That song about getting head? Is that what you said?
The artist who sings that song is Murray Head.
Oh, Murray Head.
And it's One Night in Bangkok, which is like a very fun song.
It's very transphobic. And frankly, we don't support that kind of transphobia on this podcast. Isn't that right, boys?
I don't even think. Anyway,
There's a lyric. Okay,
there's
it was
a
a different
lyric.
time.
I'm sure there's always
So
a lyric.
transphobic. However,
Sex tourism. I know what you're on about, Harper. Like sex tourism in Italy is also very prevalent.
Yeah, it's prevalent, but I think like there's still standards. Like like you're talking about so it's women go there and then they bang the Italian guys.
Yes.
Oh.
Where did you think? What did you think we were talking
Malcolm
about?
thought that there were women with strap-ons in the streets waiting to fucking peg women.
Just dudes out there trying to get pegged, going to Italy for the pegging.
No, where would that be? I feel like that would just be like Missouri or something like that.
No, that's
pretty good.
Obviously Portland.
That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, it's Portland.
It's Portland.
You're right.
They get on their double-decker bikes.
Double-decker bikes. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
They got them there.
I watched. I have like an e-scooter, and I was coming back from the gym, and I was going over this bridge, and there was two guys on a bike together. That like one was like hugging the other, like two people on a motorcycle.
Oh, like Titanicing?
Yeah, Titanicing, and it was.
That sounds a lot dirtier than it actually is.
Titanicing, yeah.
And no, the craziest part was is they're doing that, and the one guy who's like behind him, not pedaling, has a phone out, and they're just playing music.
You know what? Vibe.
It was a vibe. I want to say vibes.
Immaculate vibe.
Yeah, the vibes were on point. And I felt bad because I was like, I didn't like get around them, but I was like, I don't want to interrupt this. I want to like.
This is like the end of the first act in a romantic comedy.
Yeah, I put this in my notes. I was like, story notes for future stories.
That is so unremarkable. Why would you do that?
It's a great moment.
I think the funniest bit about that, Malcolm, is you're going to put that one day in a screenplay and you're going to show it to some editor and he's going to be like, you know what, that's really not realistic.
It's just, I don't see it happening.
No one would do this.
I feel like that writers talk themselves out of a lot of good shit like that, though. Like, are you going to a fucking movie to see shit that really happens? Ever?
I mean, I'm there to get entertained.
I'm there to get my dick sucked in the movie theater.
I was gonna make that joke, goddammit.
I'm just a little bit faster. I'm the fastest hand in the West.
We've talked about this. I don't get my dick sucked at the movies because it's my church.
It's this church is sacred to Malcolm.
Would you?
It's like, no, get off me, you slut.
Would you, Malcolm?
Would you at church?
If we set you up on a date with like a known theater head,
theater header, really? No, but at church, would you take a blowjob at church if you knew you wouldn't get caught?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess that's the same thing between church and a movie theater.
Because here's the thing: I'm not religious, so like I get blown at the church all day long. Give me some of that communion wine.
Fucking Malcolm's at Sunday mass.
Yeah,
if Scorsese knew, would you still go through with it?
Yeah, actually, I'd be like insistent on it.
You'd be more enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So random Sunday mass at like a Roman Catholic church.
You're getting
versus you're getting head, and then you go and see Killers of the Flower Moon for the first time.
I say,
and you're getting head.
I tell that
you'd much rather do the former than the latter.
So I tell the girl at Killers of the Flower Moon, pay attention. This is a historically significant movie. All right, this is a historically significant movie.
Historically,
fuck off, like you fuck off. Church
that's playing like 6 times that day.
Killers of the Flower Moon is? We're talking about the same movie, right?
Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. What movie are you talking about?
I was hoping you would mention a historically significant one.
All right, so say it's Passion of the Christ.
There we go. Very historically significant.
Happy?
How is that historically significant?
Because they made Mel Gibson apologize for it. This is pretty significant.
I guess that was pre-DUI arrest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really apologize neither.
No, what was the thing I was going to look up about Mel Gibson's arrest? There was this really interesting thing.
You mean the anti-Semitism?
It was very interesting.
That is interesting. But there's somebody who made a model of Mel Gibson's DUI arrest, like a 1:7 scale model of his arrest.
Like a diorama?
Yeah, like a diorama that he made and talks about. And it's, oh yeah, so there's a YouTuber called Bobby Fingers, and I made a note to talk about him in the episode.
Is this your sock puppet?
This is not my alt. This is a guy. He's got 137,000 subscribers, but his very first video is drunk Mel Gibson's arrest diorama, and it's a 1:7 scale of Mel Gibson's DUI arrest. And then he also did a diorama of Steven Seagal's chokehold. I haven't seen that one, but he's just doing that. And he also made a giant rowing boat out of Jeff Bezos's face.
Oh, nice. He's that guy. Okay, I've seen.
Yes, he's that guy. No, so Bobby Fingers, he just does weird dioramas. I recommend you checking out because it is just strange.
Harper said something earlier, which was like, "Is this your alt?" And then you said it like this account has like 100,000 plus subscribers. I'd be very disappointed right now if you had an alt account that had hundreds of thousands of followers, and I wasn't juicing the podcast. I'd been like,
that would be really funny.
And you're like, what are we working for here?
What if I told you that I was a not safe for work commissioned artist who has millions of followers and haven't plugged the podcast because I don't want to be associated with it?
And what is your art?
Yeah, what is the art? Because that could be different streams, right? Some streams would be like you're being a bitch right now, and in the other streams I'd be like, the art is the monster.
What does that mean?
The art is the monster. What?
That's also in my story notes. The art is the monster. I don't know what that means.
You were just waiting to use a phrase that's in your notes this whole time?
You cheap ass fucker. You're just like, no, this is great. I got to work this in some way.
This is good stuff. Yeah. What a great phrase. People will put it on my headstone.
That's Charles. It's like Charles Dickens going like, this really is the worst of time.
We truly were Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Wow, those guys really were the killers of the flower. Linkin Park plays out. Credits roll.
Become so numb.
You know what, Scorsese, if you're listening, next movie, I'm just saying.
Get on that Chester Bennett estate money.
I would just love it if, like, Martin Scorsese, I imagine he, like, lives to be quite old. He gets in, like, his 90s into his 100s. And his very last movie, inexplicably, is just a Transformers reboot.
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
Yeah. And in that one, I would wish that they would, like, try to name as many of his past films as possible, but just like,
yeah,
who's that knocking at my door on these mean streets?
Who does Scorsese cast?
Wow.
Who does Scorsese cast in the lead role?
Alice doesn't live here anymore. I think she's a taxi driver in New York.
You fucker.
They say she's the king of comedy after hours.
Oh my God.
Jeez. Okay, you got any more? Come on. Get them out of your system.
But she's married to that raging bull who's obsessed with the color of money.
Is this like the Gene Shalit Family Guy bit? Where he was
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He owes some money to some good fellas on Cape Fear. But
I'm gonna kill you.
He did do Cape Fear, didn't he?
But don't worry,
So-
I'm going to win back the money at the casino playing Kundun and bringing out the dead, if you know what I mean. And if I don't win, I'm going to look to church and find my last temptation of Christ, and then
Oh my god!
and then I'm going to set sail and find a pilot, perhaps the aviator, and I will be one of the departed, and I'll head over to Shutter Island where I'll meet a man named Hugo who was once the Wolf of Wall Street, but his silence will bring me to my knees as I
Malcolm.
seek out the Irishman. And that's when I find solace with the Killers of the Flower Moon.
I assure you, this is the funniest bit that we've ever done. First of all,
you motherfuckers, you tried to stop me, but I fucking did it.
I assure you that this is the listeners pissing themselves, absolutely pissing themselves at your ability to use every
in America is wet
Scorsese
right
name in context of a single sentence. However,
you're just acting like you're one of those gangs of New York.
Ugh.
I watched Reservoir Dogs for the first time last night.
For the first time?
Yeah,
Really?
I managed to go this long without seeing it because culture evades me, and I evade
That
it.
makes sense.
A sort of mutual respect between us.
When did Reservoir Dogs come out? Has it been 30 years yet?
It's been over
90?
30.
I think 92.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
even
30
earlier.
years now is Pulp Fiction, so it's got to be like 32, 34.
Yeah, you're right. 1994, I think. Yeah, it is when it came out. Okay, so what did you think about Reservoir Dogs?
I think it's funny that Quentin was in it. I think it's funny that he puts himself in every movie in a position where he can say naughty language or like do things that he wants to do. And I don't think it should be as long as it is. I actually didn't like this movie a whole fucking lot. This movie is like, what, 2.5 hours, 2 hours long? And
Yeah, sure about.
it's one of the cinematic great movies, sure. I would have probably liked it if it was told in order, but I saw Pulp Fiction before this. Was this supposed to be like a test run for Pulp Fiction?
It's his first movie.
Yeah, I mean, not his first movie, but his first, I think he was like, I don't know. I think he was the first, it was his first one where he was like everything, writer, director, producer.
Yeah, I think he had written, I forget if True Romance came before or not, or it was the same time.
Wasn't Jackie Brown before Reservoir Dogs too?
No.
1997.
Yeah, it goes,
Brown. Okay.
it goes Reservoir Dogs, then Pulp Fiction, and then Jackie Brown. Here's the problem, Harper, is that you didn't watch it in high school, and that's where you're going to get the greatest.
All right, sure. I get it.
Yeah, your brain chemistry didn't like get set in early.
My dopamine receptors were too fried to enjoy this movie. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, essentially. You have to be drinking like one of your first beers ever, and then you're watching in your dad's basement.
You just smoked weed for the first time.
Yeah.
You're at a cousin's place.
And then you're gonna, when you watch them talk about like a virgin, you're just like, man, my friends and I talk like that, even though that's not true at all.
God, that blows my mind, even though no one actually talks like this. What's this authentic dialogue that's not actually authentic?
The guy that plays the undercover cop, you can tell was coached very heavily by Quentin Tarantino on these lines, because he sounds almost just like Quentin Tarantino when he says them, and he moves like them too.
It's because it's Tim Roth, and like Tim Roth's a great actor, but yeah, he was definitely probably playing the part that Tarantino thought he was going to play in the movie, and then he was probably talked out of like, hey, play the lesser part.
He's a self-insert despite the fact that he is also in the movie in a more minor role.
Yeah.
What isn't he? I'm trying to remember. Does he die or does he get away?
I don't
The only one that really gets away was Buscemi, right?
That's
he
right.
died.
That's right. He's the only one who got away.
I think he's the first one to die, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was Mr. Blue.
I guess so. Okay, yeah. I haven't seen it in a while.
Mr. Blue his fucking head off anyway.
Just not in a movie theater. Malcolm doesn't want to get head.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Listen.
It's like the one place where you're allowed to get head.
Yeah.
In public.
If it's like a movie you've already seen.
Well, maybe. I would say that. Like if I've seen it before and I'm coming back to the theater, No, I'm in the theater. I gotta respect it.
Malcolm, what are you
So
gonna do?
Pulp Fiction comes back to the theater, re-release.
Yeah, I never saw it in theaters
and you
initially, so I gotta go experience it.
Oh, come on.
What would
You're
you do?
such a fucking
What would you do,
dweeb.
Robert? You're getting hit in the movie theater. They're playing Pulp Fiction, and then like the
fucking
fucking
course.
usher comes out. And he's just like, "Hey!" He's just like shining on you and shit.
That's why you bring a blanket and then you just like have it over her and then you just
Are you
have
really
it
gonna make
be
this
like,
poor guy stand over you while she's still sucking you after you've been caught?
No, she decouples, but she like sits up, but the blanket like still hides most
She's
of her
not
stuff.
bad
Like,
enough.
sorry.
I regret to
She
inform
dropped
you,
her
she is not
phone.
bad enough if she didn't keep sucking. But you're in,
God
you're in
damn
the
it.
situation,
I
and
don't want to get kicked out of the theater.
You're getting
She'd
kicked
probably
out.
Have the,
it's too late.
she'd have the common decency. We would have the common decency to pretend she dropped something, and the usher is not paid enough to be like, get the fuck out. Exactly.
He's gonna have to remove. He's gonna have to take me out. Okay.
I haven't got my nut yet, and there's 40 minutes left. We are going to
Either
do
he
this.
finishes me off the way I see it. Either he finishes me off, or I bust, and then I'll leave. If the ending to Dune, the second part, isn't good enough, I'll leave.
We're just in Dune Part 2.
Yeah.
You're like 6 seats over with your date. I'm like the other way of my date.
Yeah.
And we just kind of like, this is a good
Here's
movie.
the thing. Wait, you would get sucked up at the Dune movie and not use the popcorn bucket as your own personal fleshlight?
That thing looks insane.
No, because no one does it.
What, Robert? You got no imagination. First
Yeah.
of all, you are small time. All right.
No one actually cuts holes in popcorn buckets.
That's-
and
that's the
jerks
thing.
them
No,
off.
you turn.
Have you not seen the
You
bucket?
go ahead, Malcolm. You go ahead.
No, I know about
The
it.
buck-
I'm derailing
The
this.
bucket is beyond.
Looks like a fleshlight.
Yeah, it
Yes,
looks-
the Dune popcorn bucket. It is so
And
yesterday.
you put
Oh,
it. Yeah.
my god! It's not even out yet. How is it yesterday?
No, Harper, you don't understand. SNL already made a musical video
Okay,
about
I wanna
Oh
say-
fuck! It is too
It
late.
is too late. I want
I'm fucking finished.
I want to say something.
I told
Hold
you.
on. Let me speak. I want to say something. First of all, I watched that sketch. It's a horrifically bad sketch. Like the guy. It's a terrible.
There's like a minute and a half of setup being like, what is this? Well, he's actually just like playing it seriously.
Yeah, and then like it turns out the guy they cast from the cast, I think it's Marcelo Hernandez, is the worst singer
Yeah.
they could have cast because the guy cannot sing at all.
Oh no!
He's completely pitchy. He's off
But
key.
the worst part was, so in that episode, they announced that infamously fired before he was ever on the show, Shane Gillis is hosting the next episode. And that required me, my grandma who watches the show like every time it's on, phoned me and asked me, who is Shane Gillis? And then I had to explain to her who Shane Gillis was. And then she was like, oh, I YouTubed him and then watched his special on YouTube.
His special on YouTube is really good.
It's good, but now she
I
calls
haven't
me
seen
gay. So I don't know what.
So normal, right? Yeah, that's what your grandmas. That's what grandmas are supposed to do, right? They're just supposed to
I haven't
totally.
seen this video. I didn't click this thumbnail, but I really wanted to. It's an icon of like Sam Hyde and Shane Gillis, and it's like your favorite comedian's favorite comedian. Is the implication that Sam Hyde is Shane Gillis's favorite comedian?
I think it is, yeah, because Shane Gillis is the more mainstream figure, and like Shane Gillis has been.
That'd be so funny if Sam Hyde was operating Shane Gillis from the shadows. He's like writing his shit.
I mean, I've seen like at least 3 different like long video essays on YouTube about how, your favorite comedian's favorite comedian or the comedian that's running circles around the rest of them. And it's all, about Shane Gillis. And I'll be honest, I don't fucking know who Shane Gillis is other than he got kicked off of SNL before he even started because of what was the tweet?
So no, it wasn't a tweet. It said they had clipped from his podcast him saying like a slur against Asian people, and he was hired initially at the same time as Bowen Yang, who was the first kind of ethnically Chinese. cast
and they
member,
didn't want to look
and
bad.
then Chloe
yeah.
Feynman, and basically they were like, we got to get rid of him. And then in the time since that happened, that was like 2018 or 2019, he has only exploded in popularity. Like he's bigger than the show is.
That's why he's hosting. Yeah.
Now he's hosting. And also the one thing I did, because I was fascinated and I like kind of watched interviews that he did about it, and it's like seems like this was not a decision Lorne Michaels made. It sounded like Lorne Michaels tried to keep him, but then like kind of like in a Norm Macdonald, when Norm Macdonald got fired way, Lorne was like, I didn't get the final call here, like I tried. And now it's like that full circle thing where it's like Lorne was like, I told you to be on the fucking show. And now
did you guys see, I just reminded you said Norm Macdonald, did you guys see the 2012, it's like some sort of comedy award show where Norm Macdonald goes on to stage to accept an award for like Melissa McCarthy?
What?
Yeah, something like that.
Why?
He's like, I can't in good conscience accept this award. And he brings out some guy in a tribal Indian headdress. And he's like, I have a friend who wants to say a few words.
Little Feather again.
And he's Johnny Two Feathers, yeah.
Oh, sad, yeah.
And,
no.
it's just, I don't know who Johnny Two Feathers is. Is that Mike Judge? It looked exactly like Mike Judge.
It was probably Mike Judge. No, but I mean, the context obviously is like the old Oscars snub where Marlon Brando refused to accept his Oscar and set it on a native representative whose name was Little Feather on. And so that's obviously what he's parodying.
Well, like I said, me and Culture, we stay on opposite sides of the street. And he's in a headdress. He goes up there. He's like this. And stuff like that.
Oh my God.
Might have to cut that.
We'll have to cut that.
You guys are so fucking sensitive. It's insane. Do some soul searching. Maybe examine the fact that you guys are repressing a lot of racism, and it externalizes. It externalizes as you censoring me, a funny person.
Yeah, you want to talk about how cancel culture is ruining comedy? Is that
you
what you
prompted this? I have a 3-page diatribe to read now.
He will be, yeah.
You can't be funny anymore.
Yeah, you're gonna do, yeah.
The left can't meme, my friend.
Yeah, Harper, I didn't realize you got to do a spot on Gutfeld this week.
You're on Newsweek right now.
Oh no!
I mean, I loved when Nick Mullen would go on like Red Eye and just like he apparently just emailed them, like he was just like, hey, I'm a comedian in New York, I'll come on the show. And then it's like him and like John Bolton, who like I think became like an ambassador, are on the same show.
Just like 6 people in a room pretending to be comedians, and Nick Mullen was just like, I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, exactly.
He was great on that show, to be honest.
We're not even that far away from the fact that like Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon have both done blackface. There's a whole sketch on like Will Ferrell's Best of SNL in which he just says the N-word a bunch because he's singing a song. That's Robert Goulet. like
King's legend Will Ferrell.
Yeah, it's like him being like, Papa.
I guess not to draw a very weird comparison, but I think a lot of people think we're further out from just casual blackface and comedy than like we are from like actual segregation.
It's like 15 years ago. It's not that far at all.
Like, yeah, they didn't. It's a lot less far away than we think it was. Like, my mom like went to a segregated school when she was a kid.
We are maybe like 6 years away from Rachel Dolezal being the head of the NAACP.
That's right.
Yeah. Like, listen.
Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember. Did you?
Malcolm's like, oh yeah, I followed Rachel.
Yeah, no, we're not that far out from people just the whitest comedians being the most racist as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, just kissing other dudes was thought of as like an actual hilarious joke rather than like. It was
really funny when Patrick Warburton kissed like Ryan Reynolds and Ted. I fucking actually bust up because it was just so like they're two famous people. Why do they do that?
Why do they do that? There was an entire sketch on SNL where fucking Andy Samberg was like, what was it, fucking Jonah Hill's dad or something?
No, it's
an awesome sketch.
No, it's Jonah Hill fucking Andy Samberg's dad. And it's
so funny.
It's Jim Downey, the legendary comedy writer. It plays the dad in that sketch.
The basis for humor today is in that sketch.
Yeah.
it broke new ground.
I remember, like, I used to work at this like improv theater, and when we'd do certain sketches, like there was a couple of guys where it's like we were comfortable enough just like kiss on stage, and we would get applause breaks. People would be laughing so hard, and this was 2016.
This is so fucking dumb. That is so fucking dumb.
They want to watch you get pegged, Malcolm. That's what the applause break was for.
We did a whole sketch once where it was like a hostage negotiation, but like the thing that was being the torture was just us kissing each other in front of the hostage.
Oh no! You can't do that. Easy money.
It was easy money. We got it was a sold out show. We got like perfect scores in theater sports, and I know applause break. This is 2016.
They sacrificed everything for this sketch. $1 million subs, I'll show my penis.
I don't want to see your penis.
No, I'll drop the OnlyFans.
Actually, Robert, is your penis bit as long? Like, is it? You saw that like Drake's dick leaked, right? Like with that photo leak. Yeah. Well, we can. What is it? I mean, I had a segment, but we'll see.
Yeah, oh my God. Ain't no fucking way you did this to me again.
Malcolm has been pretending to have a segment.
You
for
have
like
to have
3
been
months
pretending. You don't have a segment.
I do have a segment.
Then do it right now. Fuck the user submission.
Okay, we'll do it. All right, we'll do it. Okay. So, are you familiar with the Bulwer Lytton fiction contest?
No.
Okay, so it's a contest that's held every year, and it's annually sponsored by the San Jose State University. And the entrants are invited to compose, and this is on their website, to compose the opening sentence to the worst of all possible novels. Okay. And that is, it's bad. So the game that I've created is this a sentence from a Bulwer Lytton fiction contest winner, or is this a sentence from something you've written?
I've written?
Something that either you or Harper, myself, or perhaps producer Sasha has written at some point.
Yeah, my hope is that I'd recognize a bad sentence I wrote. The thing is, I reread a chapter of one of my fantasy submissions the other day, and I was just like, some of that was pretty clever. Who wrote that?
I will say this. I changed names of characters. If there's a character named, I've changed them so that like it's a little harder.
It's not as big of a tell. That's fair.
Let's hear it. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, this'll be interesting. I was honestly expecting you to say like actually publish novels, which would have been interesting.
All right, so here's question one. So, all right, this is like the first one. So these you're gonna pick between the two.
Okay.
All right. So this is the first of two sentences. I'll read it. A small assortment of astonishing loud brass instruments raced each other lustily to the respective ends of their distinct musical choices as the gates flew open to release a torrent of tawny fur comprised of angry yapping bullets that nipped at the ankles of the fallen, causing her to reflect once again as blood filled her sneakers and she fought her way through the panicking crowd that the annual running in Liechtenstein was a stupid idea.
Oh, that was alliterative.
That was rough.
It was a little too much alliteration.
It's a lot of alliteration. Or the other one is Griffin began to sob into his hands. In his paroxysms of grief, he did not even notice that he had passed through all available emotions in the space of 5 minutes. Which one is the winner of the Bulwer Lytton fiction contest, and which one did one of you write?
The first one was the winner. The second one was mine.
Robert?
I'm gonna say the same. I don't know if it's Harper's. That does seem like it could be a me one, the second one.
So you are correct that the first one is the winner. Sierra Berg did write it in 2001. She won the contest with that sentence. The second one is, and Harper, ding, 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 you're correct. It is Harper. You wrote that sentence. I obviously changed the character name, but yeah, you wrote that sentence.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. This is second question. It's only 5 questions. I didn't want to
that's probably for the best. We've been known to put too many questions in these bits.
Yeah,
we've been known.
All of us collectively, especially you, perhaps.
Listen, I don't do these game shows very often. I only
they really matter.
Okay.
They really
what's
matter.
The
when
next
you do
one?
Okay, question number 2. All right. The lower limb of the sun's brilliant circumference was merely 2 of his fingers from the horizon and had begun painting auburn tones into the cloudless sky when Austin crested the last bulbous rise in the shallow valley of the plains.
Bulbous.
Of the plains people's autumnal homes stretch out before him, and and at its center, surrounded at its base
it's
by
mine, ladies and gentlemen. Move on.
The sentence is not over. The sentence is not finished. You
Not that long.
Surrounded at its base.
You said an opening line, not opening 3 sentences.
No, I
fucking free.
We're gonna have to cut that.
No, we're keeping that in.
I'm sorry, that's so fucking. He's like instantly recognized in his. I knew it was Robert too. As soon as he said the sun circumference, I was just like, "That's him. I got his ass."
Yeah. Surrounded
I know what I write.
I know what you wrote too. I wrote it. I read it. I didn't write it. You wrote it. I read it.
By the twisting evidence of life and the stretching smoke of cook fires was the massive protruding finger of the red rusted spear stone.
Spirestone. What is fucking wrong with you? Spearstone.
Well, the thing is I'm also deliberately mispronouncing words just to see if I can trigger one of them.
That's what you're doing.
I see. No, very clever. Very clever. To throw us off your scent.
What is the contest one?
So the contest one is
He just doesn't even hide it. Just gets right to the contest one.
Well, yeah, I guess. Which one is
it? You
it?
should have been like, no, you didn't write that.
It would have been funny,
yeah. You didn't write this one very clearly. You didn't write it. Yeah. So it's the other one is. I knew that dame was trouble as soon as I set eyes on her. See, there was a stain on her clingy dress, wine, difficult to get out. You notice these things when you've been in the business as long as I have. There was a piece of gum stuck to the bottom of her high heel, cherry, that would leave a gristly pink trail following her every step. You pick up on these things when you are as experienced as I. And when she coolly asked me directions to the detective's office, I pointed her down the hall and went back to mopping the floor.
Are any of these? That sounds like something you wrote, Malcolm.
It does a little bit, but it does also. It kind of like that. There's a twist that he's the janitor and not the PI.
Yeah.
I know, it's a good sentence. It's Bridget Parmenter was the one who wrote that. She won the contest in 2008.
Oh, too bad. Too bad.
Too bad.
This is question 3 of 5. All right. The man squinted his eyes as the blistering cold winds battered his rugged face, his eyes darting about, desperately hoping, daring to dream that amidst the frozen wasteland he would find the last Klondike bar that he had hidden in his freezer. Or I can neither feel nor see any wires attached to me, no wiring fans, circuit boards of silicon, nor any spinning analog data banks with long vinyl tapes or cords. I suspect there may not be anything physically about me at all, for then I would also be pulled into the inevitability set at the beginning of everything.
Are you doing a Sasha, and so you're just going to call me out?
No. You're not.
That was
a short story I wrote
a really suspect Malcolm.
Called The Invention of Chance.
Yeah.
No, it's here's the thing. I didn't think you were going to get that as quickly.
Everything I write.
You have?
Well, he said at the beginning the exact opposite thing, so I would understand if you're a little thrown off. He's just like, well, maybe I wouldn't get it, you know?
Yeah, he's played coy.
He's played very
too
coy.
long.
It turns out he's an expert.
Come on, let's go. I'm going to win this.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with Robert, so I think we're actually, I'm ahead on the scoreboard so far.
Yeah, actually, technically, Harper's ahead because he got the first question right.
It's going to be another one of these.
The life leaving Robert's eyes. I know you can't see it. Everybody. But the life leaving Robert's eyes was instantaneous. It's like the gleam was just instantly erased.
Here's the next one. You pull out 2 mugs from the cupboard. They're cheesy I Heart New York tourist mugs you bought from some tourist shop on Houston Street. You bought them with your girl on the first vacation you ever went.
Did you say Houston Street?
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
This
in New
is
York.
something you wrote in second person, where at the end a guy falls into a volcanic pit, volcanic hot spring.
Oh, Mr. Photographic Memory over here.
You first told her you loved her while waiting in line at Cat Delicatessen. It is not the most romantic place in the world, but you saw a look in her eyes that you hadn't seen before, and you knew deep down that you were in love.
Why didn't you read the part where his face falls off? I remember a lot.
I
love that I've just fucking fucked this game.
He's had this for 4 weeks, and we haven't let him get it out, Robert. Let him finish the fucking game.
No. Go on. Read it, Malcolm.
Amelia Zola wandered the dank and soggy streets of a gloomy Parisian night, the injustice of the Dreyfus affair weighing on him like 1,000 baguettes. Dreaming of some massage or therapy to relieve the tension and pain in his aching shoulders and back. And then suddenly he thought of his Italian friends and their newly invented warm water bath with air jets, and he rapturously explained that oft misquoted declaration, jacuzzi.
The jacuzzi, the fucking jacuzzi.
You know, they deserve to win that one.
They really should. That 1,000 baguettes sealed the deal.
Yeah, that was good.
The weight of 1,000 baguettes, they said.
The new Italian invention of heated water jets. That was good.
Excuse me, I'm pretty sure the Turks had the seal on that one before the Italians.
That one was Robert R. Moore. He won the contest. I believe it was in 2006.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Sentence. It's a great like bullshitty
It's a terrible
sentence.
line. Go on to the next
And
one.
I gotta say something, Robert. Your recall is incredible, and I have to give you.
You really should hold back until he's done, though, and you might win because of that.
Nah, I don't want to win anymore.
All right. All right, here's one. I don't think you're going to know this one, so I have a feeling that this one has a chance.
Is okay.
All right, yeah, these are the two sentences. Dying suddenly worries me now because I have realized that heaven can't compare to Montreal.
Sasha wrote that.
Or the graphic crime scene photo that stared up at homicide inspector Chuck Ventura from the center of his desk was not a pretty picture, though it could have been, Chuck mused, had it only been shot in soft focus with a shutter speed of 1/125th second at f5.6 or so.
Don't give it away so much. Oh.
Go on, Harper. You guess first. I've given up all hope.
Well, I think the first one is probably something Sasha wrote, and the second one was the contest winner, yeah?
Second one's probably. So I think the second one is the contest winner. I think the first one was something you wrote, Malcolm.
Okay, so Sasha did write that. He was the writer of the first sentence. That was a Facebook status of his from 2009.
There we go. There we go. Get fucked. Get absolutely fucked, you idiot. Montreal. Why don't you go back there, then, huh?
Fuck off.
Canada is the best Canada.
It's the best Canada in the land.
I needed to do 5, and I felt bad, Robert, that I had to pick 2 of yours, but you had just enough where I was thinking that maybe we could have a little
right here. Let's go.
Something.
We'll do this for all the marbles.
Well, that was I only said I had 5, so I don't have any more.
No, you won, Harper.
Oh, I won?
Yeah.
You're 2 ahead.
The second one was, it was written by Raph Berg, and I believe she won the contest in 2001.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be great to cut out.
Let's take a fan submission, Robert. I've been excited.
Okay.
Use your submission.
Let's just
go.
Let's go through this one real quick. Okay, so this is a submission from somebody who'd like to be known as Barry Keegan and Jacob Elordi Forever. Their song recommendation is Murder on the Dance Floor by Sophia Ellis Bextor. And of Malcolm, Robert, and Harper, and I'll add producer Sasha into the mix, which one of you is most likely to dance naked to Sophia Ellis Bexton's Murder on the Dance Floor after salt burning their way through a random rich family? And it's me.
Yes, Robert. Robert's the only one amongst us that would salt burn anybody.
Yeah.
100%.
I was going to say, actually, I think there's a world where Sasha does it as well.
No.
Yeah, Sasha could do it.
No,
I think
I don't see it at all. Robert, salt
I
burning.
can see
absolutely.
Sasha jerking off over a gravestone. So,
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, he'll fuck the dirt of the
or he
newly
drinks.
laid rest.
Or wait, what was?
Have you guys read the entire synopsis?
Yeah.
I know the really fucked scenes.
Yeah. Well, there's a ton of those. It's like the entire thing.
It's the fantastic Mr. Ripley, but not
With no depth.
with no depth, and Philip Seymour Hoffman is in it, so it's worthless.
White women
Yeah.
on TikTok must be stopped. They must be stopped. They're doing bachelorette parties where they invite people from their Tinder over to their house, like 10 dudes from Tinder to give roses to. They must be stopped. They're fucking taking pictures of cats holding 2 fruits at a
What
time.
are you talking about?
You haven't heard of this?
No.
Oh my
Have you
goodness.
seen this? Have you heard of this?
Have you seen this? Have you heard of it?
Have you heard about it?
There's a trend I'm noticing where women are inviting male suitors to their house to have bachelorette parties.
An impromptu bachelor?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's the bachelorette, and then these 10 guys.
But they're just dudes on Tinder.
Yes. Correct.
That's so sad.
Is it what's sadder, showing up or winning?
Showing up.
I think showing up. I think
Because
if you
winning
win,
implies something. You
Might not imply anything. Might have just been for her entertainment and a free dinner. Who knows? She makes you pay after all of that.
No. I just imagine some fucking horny ass guy showing up at this girl's house thinking he's gonna get laid, but he's
Can you
just
imagine?
like,
Oh my god.
don't most of those people like get divorced like a year or two later?
And sometimes it
oh,
doesn't
they don't
take a
even.
year.
Yeah, no, it's because one of the things that they don't tell them is that once they finish the show, they can't see each other in person for like several months. So the show airs, and like no one knows, like they can't spoil.
That
So,
is
like,
so
all of a sudden,
dumb.
It becomes like long distance because it's not like they're making the show like and like airing it right away. It's
Send
like
them
these
to
are banked
Acapulco.
for,
I don't
like, a
get
year.
it. Send them to send
Yeah.
them to Epstein Island. No one will find them
Don't
there.
send him to Epstein Island. That's a whole nother set of issues.
But I don't know. I haven't watched The Bachelor in a long time because
You're not a woman.
I'm single and yeah. I'm not a woman.
I mean, that would be kind of endearing to a lot of women, Malcolm, if like you had like your Instagram stories and you were just like with a glass of wine watching The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. It's just like, I'm really rooting for Tommy this season.
Let me
He
stop
seems
you
like
right
such a
there,
sweetheart.
Malcolm. They will think you're a homosexual. They won't think it's endearing.
I was gonna
They'll think you're
say.
gay.
I was gonna say.
You already
yeah, I was
kissed
gonna
guys.
say-
You're halfway there. Watching The Bachelor is just a perfect
Yeah.
circle.
No, I was gonna say like yeah, no, I'd be getting all the dick that I wanted, but I
No,
don't
you'd have
want
to
it.
learn how to play guitar first.
He just starts playing Push.
I have a friend who's a guitarist, and he like rips. He's incredible at it. But he's just like, this doesn't get you chicks, And I was like, what? Playing guitar should get you tons of chicks. He's like, get you dudes. Get you
Yeah,
dudes.
it's like bodybuilding. Girls don't fucking give a shit if you can bench
Not true.
350. Guys do though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they also care if they can like bounce quarters off your nipples and fucking pecs and shit.
It's just too bad. I'm just too straight to be gay.
Are you sure? We'll circle. Well, I just wanted to circle back on some issues actually from the employee opinion
This is
survey.
about to become 2 episodes in one. So if we're either going to wrap it up or go for
There's
another
a
hour.
lot to cut from this, to be fair.
Most of your shit.
My shit? What did I do?
Yeah, you said
What
right
did
about
I
you.
What did I
do?
do?
What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking
Why are you talking like this? I didn't do anything wrong.
Absolutely. I'm starting to think, Robin, that you've been coming to the temple with me every Wednesday, whenever the fuck we go to temple.
Friday.
Is it Friday?
I thought no, Friday's with Islam. I think Saturday then.
Can we sing some 90s evangelical core, perhaps, to exit the episode?
No.
How about this? Our God is an awesome God. He reigns. Come on, Robert. From heaven above with wisdom,
Do it. You know, I'll
power,
Wisdom,
and love.
power,
Our
and
God
love,
is an
our God
awesome
is a
God.
If you're gonna do this, you have to do it in Japanese.
Kami-sama, suberashi, Kami-sama. How do you say rain in Japanese?
I don't fucking Mizu, something like that.
Very kuru. Tenshi o uede.